everybody, Sarah Harris here from wellnessdesign.ca, and welcome. Today I'm actually going to talk about the feet because I got a question from an organization called Walk for Life, and I thought what a great way to talk about the foot, which is a really important part of our body, especially when we're walking, lunging, pushing, pulling, any sort of thing that we do with our body where we have to load our foot is really important, so activities of daily life as well. So before we start, I just want to ensure, this is a very general program about the foot, so if you've got specific foot issues, a lot of pain or discomfort or surgery of any type that might have impacted your foot, you might want to go see a professional. So someone like Evan Osar, who I learned all this information from last year. I spent a year with him learning about the body and its mechanics. Fantastic chiropractor in Chicago. If you're in his area, you can look him up, Evan Osar, and you can actually find him at fitnesseducationseminars.com. Really great guy. The other one it would be to contact an AIM professional or therapist, anatomy and motion therapist. So they deal specifically with gait and foot mechanics and whatnot. And lastly, if you can go to any chiropractor or physiotherapist that can kind of look at your feet and also the rest of the body to make sure everything's working and that your walking is more efficient. So why is the foot so important? Well, it's the first thing that we do when we walk is we use our feet. So what happens is when you load your foot, if you're not loading it in the correct way, basically it creates instability all the way up the chain. So it makes walking less efficient, it could even make walking painful. And basically we just want to create a better, healthier foot so we can have a better, healthier body. Okay? So first thing I'm going to talk about is the foot tripod. So basically, how we plant our foot should land in the foot tripod. And that's where we kind of spread our toes out. We feel most of the weight in the heel, also in the behind the big toe and behind the little toe. So from here, you just want to feel those toes reach and those three areas, or the foot tripod, kind of activate. And that's where we want to hold most of our weight when we load our foot. So one of the simplest things I'm just standing in the shower, I'll be standing around where I just kind of think about my toes spreading out and feel those connections through my feet. But we might have an issue with flexibility. So we want to kind of release certain muscles if we can't get that foot tripod. So common muscles that don't allow us to get into that foot tripod is the abductor hallucis muscle, which comes from the heel and connects to the first toe. So basically what I do is I just massage this area. And what this muscle does is a few things. It creates the arch in the foot, so if you have a drop foot or every time you're loading your foot it's just dropping out, this muscle could be dysfunctional. The other thing that it does too is it pulls the big toe out, so if people have bunions, this could be the source, is that this muscle might just be dysfunctional. And personally, I found a lot of I was starting to get bunions, and doing this work is much better. I still have work to do, but it's much better. So basically, what you're going to do is you're just going to kind of massage that area of your foot, kind of just working into that muscle, finding sort of any areas of high concentration, what we call trigger points, and just kind of moving through those and massaging it. Where I find most tension is right up behind the big toe here. That area can get quite tight on me anyway, so you can just kind of move that around. Okay, so that's one of them. I would do that for probably about a minute, maybe a couple minutes. I also do this at night when I'm just sitting watching TV. The other one is your abductor digiti minimi muscle, and that extends from your heel all the way to your baby toe. So again, you want to kind of grab the outside of your foot for this one and just massage it, and that can get quite tender as well. One of the things that I like to use with my clients, because it's a little easier too, is a foot roller. So you can get them in wood or you can get them in rubber. And I just get my clients to kind of roll over these areas of the foot before we train, and just getting more proprioception into the foot and getting them open a little bit more. So that's one way, or those are the two muscles there. The third part is bringing flexibility to our ankle joint. So in order to have effective sort of walking, we want to have at least 7 to 10 degrees of flexion in the foot. So basically what you're going to do is any sort of calf stretch. You're probably already doing this as a walker, because I see a lot of runners and walkers doing this before they train or go on their walks. But basically what you want to do is you're going to lift up your ankle, and then exhale, you're going to kind of lay that foot out. And what I like to do is just try and make sure it's all lined up in the back too. If stability is an issue, you can always hold on to the wall, but you're just going to inhale, lift up, exhale, push down, inhale, lift up, and as you exhale, push down, you're going to lunge forward through that front leg. Okay, so we're going to do that about maybe 10 times, and you really want to practice your breathing with it. Some physiotherapists say if you're not breathing, you're not exercising your body properly or moving the body properly. So you really want to make sure that we're breathing. Okay, so you can do that on both feet. So that takes care of the flexibility component. So now our feet are open, and now we want to feed it really good input. So one of the ones that I just saw Evan do was just basically a squat. So what you can do is you can spread your toes out on the floor and feel those connection points again, behind the big toe, behind the little toe, and on the heel. And then basically you're going to just go into a mini squat. So it's inhale, you're going to come down, and then exhale, push through the feet. Inhale, and then exhale. We'll do about maybe, again, about 10 of those just to feel your feet and how they're reacting to the floor. The other one that's more kind of conducive to a walking gait is a split squat. So what you can do is just kind of place your foot forward, your right foot back, again, focusing on that front foot and the toes. And basically what you're going to do is just inhale, bend into both knees, and then exhale, push through the floor and come up, focusing on that nice wide foot spread. Good. Lastly, the one we're going to do is more for stability and also to lay the foot down properly so we can exercise the muscles of the foot and make them stronger. Basically, you can either hold onto the wall to start, either facing it with both hands or just one hand on the wall. You're going to inhale, lift all the way up, and then slowly exhale, lay the feet down without gripping the toes and reach those toes forward. And then inhale, and then exhale, laying each part of the foot down right back onto the heel. And then you can also try without holding on. Inhaling. One more. So you can do about, again, 6 to 10 reps of these, and just to get the foot, the calf muscles working correctly. So I hope that helps. If you have any questions, you can contact me through my website at wellnessdesign.ca, and wishing you happy walking.